Hi everyone, and welcome to Yoga of the Earth. Today we are going to be exploring the sun. So hopefully last week you got to read the article that we posted and have had some time to contemplate some of the different points that were discussed in that article. I want to spend just a quick moment going over what we discussed last week so that we can find those same influences within our asana practice. So there are a couple of points in particular that I would like to focus on. One, when it's appropriate to practice Surya Namaskara, so our sun salutations, that's what we're going to be going over today. And then the best ways to practice Surya Namaskara, depending on those conditions on which you're finding yourself coming to this practice. So just some things to take into consideration. We learned in that article that Surya Namaskara can be a really heating practice. It can also be a strengthening practice, so a good way to build muscle tone, but also bone density. So when we're using our own body weight to move, we're helping to increase that bone density. So those are great things to take into consideration on what you're trying to focus on. There's also considerations to take in on injuries, so how you can make adjustments in your sequence, those sorts of considerations. And then also, where are you and how are you feeling that day? So you can see where I'm at right now. It's the beginning of July. It's very hot out. The sun is pretty much at its highest point in the sky, so it's pretty hot today. So I would take that into consideration that I'm already feeling hot. It's the middle of summer. I'm already feeling pretty active. So to adjust the sequence to fit my needs, I would actually do a little bit of a slower sequence, try to find a little bit more coolness and a little bit more focus of that energy that I'm already feeling. Conversely, if you're doing this practice in a cooler climate, or say you're practicing this in the middle of winter, you want to do a little bit more. So you haven't had much exposure to the sun in the middle of winter. You're sort of missing that energy. So you're going to do more sun salutations, and you're going to do it with a lot more fire and a lot more energy. So a little bit different than what we're going to do now. Other considerations that are similar to that are your energetic qualities. So if you're practicing and you're feeling a little bit more depressed today, you're going to follow those same guidelines as if you were in winter. So you're feeling a little bit sluggish, you're feeling a little bit dark, low energy levels, having a hard time getting motivated. You again want more of that sun energy to get the fire going, get the energy moving. Conversely, say you're erring a little bit more towards the anxious side, you're already feeling hyperactive, you're having a hard time focusing, and you feel like your mind's going in a million different directions and it's hard for you to kind of home in on one object, then you want to do a slower practice. You've got too much of that sun energy, and we want to take that sun energy and focus it in so that we can get done what we need to get done. So just some considerations to keep in mind. So maybe just take a moment here before we get into the asana practice to just sit and contemplate where you are today. Are you practicing outside? Are you practicing inside? What is the season? What is the time of day? Right? So one more thing we can talk about. Are you just waking up in the morning and you want to get yourself moving? You want to really get the body awake and the mind moving? Then you want to bring in a little bit more of that sun energy. Are you practicing at night right before you're trying to go to bed? In which case you're trying to move more into a lunar energy, so you're trying to calm that sun energy down. So we want to have a little bit more of a slower, lighter practice in the evening, maybe even not doing the asana practice. So I'll give an option as we move through to just do a chant that honors the sun, which is really nice to do at sunset. But again, just taking these things into consideration as you're moving into your own practice. The sequence that we're going to do today is all sun salutations. So you might not solely practice this as its own asana practice, but as something that you can incorporate into your own practice, right? So keeping that into consideration too, how can you take everything that we're exploring today and weave that into your own practice? And really incorporate that through your daily movements off the mat as well. So finding your mat and just taking a moment to understand where your relationship is to the sun, right? So I know the sun is right here. I know that east is right behind me and west is right in front of me. And so I'm sort of moving in conjunction with that line of the sun, but in a way that is not overwhelming for me. So again, I'm in the middle of summer, I'm already feeling hot, so I want to keep those ideas in consideration. So find where you are, find a comfortable seat, and we'll begin to just check in with the body. So observing your own energetic qualities here. And if it's a little hard to focus on that, then the very first place we want to look is the breath. Does the breath feel long and smooth? Does it feel effortless? And does it feel complete? And if not, then exploring what you are experiencing. So does it feel quick and energetic, full of fire? Is the inhale longer than the exhale? Does the breath feel a bit sluggish and incomplete? Do you feel as though you're only breathing into the chest or you're only breathing into the belly? So just taking a mental note of everything that you're observing, and then turn your awareness in towards the mind. So do you feel the mind is jumping from thought to thought? There's a lot going on right now. There's a lot that's about to happen throughout the day. Do you feel like the mind is pretty sluggish? It's still waking up if it's first thing in the morning? And then whatever mental thoughts or mental impressions are arising, just take note of them. So are you being extra stimulated from your surroundings? Or is the mind fixating on thoughts from the past, so our memories? Or are they projecting into the future? Right, so existing more in fantasies, worrying about what's going to happen. And then can you set all of that aside for just a moment, just for the duration of the practice, knowing that they'll be right there when you get off the mat, and focusing just on where you are. So opening up your senses, what do you hear right now? What can you smell? What can you feel? Can you notice any lights and colors through those closed eyes? Do you notice any tastes on your tongue? And then take everything you've observed, so all of those external sensations that you're taking in, the quality of the breath, the quality of the mind, and any physical sensations that you're experiencing, and formulate that into your intention. So what would you like to get out of these sun salutations? Good, then let's open the eyes, and we'll start to find some movement. So we'll begin with Surya Namaskara A, right? So our sun salutation A, and we're going to move through this a few different times. So we'll move through once in a very slow and gentle way. I'm using that as a way to offer adjustments for anybody that's got injuries in the body or just wants to move a little bit slower. Again, if it's summertime, this is a really great practice. And then from there, we'll move into a little bit of a faster sun salutation. So somebody that's trying to harness some energy, maybe it's winter time, you're trying to get the body heated up. And then the third time we'll go through it, there won't be any cues, but we're going to move to the mantra of the sun. So each posture will be chanting a different name of the sun. And then once we've moved through those three sequences, then we'll move to Surya Namaskara B, and we'll just do one full cycle of that. So that is a pretty heating and advanced sequence. So if that's not quite where you want to go today, then please don't feel like you need to do that, and you can continue with one of the first three that we've already practiced. If it's summertime and you're already feeling pretty hot and warm by that time, again, take that into consideration. move more towards those cooler practices. So we begin our Sun Salutation A standing at the top of our mat in Tadasana, feet either together or hip width apart. Arms are down by the side body. So we'll move through this first sequence nice and slow and allow the breath to be the impetus or the cause of the movement itself. So the movement's actually going to lag a little bit behind the breath. So on an inhale, we lift the arms all the way up towards the sky. And as you exhale, we bow down and find our forward fold. On an inhale, we come up halfway. And as you exhale, we'll step the right foot back, lowering the back knee. As you inhale, let's lift the arms all the way up. And as you exhale, plant the palms. Inhale, lift the right knee. And exhale, lift the hips, step back into your downward dog. From here, we're going to inhale forward to our plank. And as you exhale, we'll lower the knees, the chest, and the chin. On an inhale, we slide forward into our low cobra. Exhale, release the chest down. Inhale up to all fours. And exhale back to our downward dog. Use your next inhale to lift the right leg up. And exhale to step the right foot between the hands, lowering the left knee. On an inhale, we lift the arms up. And as you exhale, we lower the hands down. As you inhale, curl the left toes under, lift the left knee. And as you exhale, step the left foot up to the top of the mat, finding your forward fold. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, hands release down by the side body. Okay, let's do that sequence one more time, and this time we can take it even slower. So we're going to be starting with the left leg first this time. The left side is our lunar side, so we can really connect to those more cooling, calming practices by beginning on the left side. So finding your breath. We'll start the inhale and then allow the arms to follow. So this is a much more passive movement. There's far less energy or effort. And then on an exhale, we just allow ourselves to fall or float forward. So we're not reaching, we're not striving, we're just bowing. Use your inhale to float yourself up halfway and just lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, we'll plant the palms, step the left foot back, lower the left knee. Good, you might uncurl the toes and then just inhale here and lengthen the spine. So find yourself comfortably in this posture. Exhale, see if you can soften through the hips. And then if it feels all right, inhale the arms up. Maybe stay here for a couple of breaths. And then exhale, release the hands down. Inhaling, curls the back toes under, lifts the back knee. Exhale, we lift the hips and step back into our downward dog. And so you might spend a breath or two here. But when you're ready, on an inhale, we'll shift ourselves forward to a plank. And so we're moving through what's called Ashtanga Namaskara instead of Chaturanga Dandasana here. And that's for more of that honoring practice. So in lowering ourselves down, we're connecting 8 points to the ground. So we've got 2 feet on the ground, 2 hands. Lowering the knees, we have 2 knees, right? So 6 points now. And then as you bring the chest and the chin down, now we have 8 points. And then we find our back bend. So those 8 points are honoring the 8 points or the 8 limbs of Ashtanga Yoga. And that is much more of a sort of a sacred practice than a strengthening practice. So from our back bend, we can find ourselves pushing through the hands to come all the way up into our upward dog. So we just found 8 points connected to the ground, and now we're opening up the entire spine towards the sun. So feel that sun feeding all of those chakras, all of those energy points in this deep back bend. And then from there, we find our downward facing dog. So again, spending 2, 3, 4 breaths here if you're feeling a little bit fired up and that's too much energy for you, you're trying to cool down. And then when you're ready, on an inhale, we lift the left leg up. And as you exhale, step the left foot forward, dropping the right knee. Good. Use your inhale to just lengthen the spine and draw the chest forward. Exhale, soften the hips. Maybe on an inhale, we float the arms up. And then as you exhale, we plant the palms. Curl the right toes under. As you inhale, lift the right knee. And as you exhale, we find our forward fold. Good. Our inhale brings us up halfway. And as you exhale, we release, we surrender. And then inhale, we come all the way up. And exhale, release the arms. Good, so that's one full cycle of Surya Namaskara A. And that's, again, more of those cooling practices. So that first one was calm, but still had a little energy in it, a little fire. That second one was much calmer. And we also went through starting with the right and the left side. So our right side is our solar side, energetically speaking. It's going to activate more of the inhale and more of our sympathetic nervous system, right? So that activity, that go get it, that fight or flight. Our left side is more of that lunar energy, so that calm, cooling energy, what that energy we're connecting to as we go to sleep at night. It's connected more to our parasympathetic nervous system, that rest and digest, and our exhale. So if you're really trying to embrace that cooling energy in the practice, you might only start on your left side. If you want to find balance, then you might start on your right and move to your left. And then if you're only trying to kind of get the fire going, again, if you're in the winter time or if you're feeling a bit depressed, maybe you only start on the right. But do what feels good for you. Balance is always what we're seeking. We don't want to do one side more over the other for long periods of time, because that'll start to create physical imbalances, which can create injuries. So we're going to go through that sun salutation again, so sun salutation A, and this time do it with a little bit more fire, a little bit more activity. And so we'll just go through rather quickly, starting with the right side and then with the left. So again, coming to the top of your mat, feet are hip width apart, palms are facing forward, we're reaching up through the crown of the head, find yourself standing nice and tall. Take one full breath here. And then let's inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, leaning forward, leading with the chest, we find our forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, right foot steps back into that low lunge. Release the right knee down. Inhale, the arms up. Exhale, release the hands down. Curl the back toes under. Lift that right knee. And as you exhale, step back into your downward dog. Good. Inhale forward to your plank. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin. Inhale to your low cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale to your downward dog. Good. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, step the right foot forward. Drop the back knee. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, release the hands. Inhale, lift the back knee. Exhale, forward fold at the top of the mat. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, release the arms down by the side body. Good, one full breath here. Again, just noticing the effects of that practice on the body. And then we'll move through that again, so even faster. So we're going to take out a couple of those extra steps to just find the complete sequence. So opening the eyes. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, up halfway. Exhale, this time the left foot steps back. We lower the knee down. And inhale the arms up. Exhale, we plant the palms, lift the back knee, and step back into our downward dog. Inhale, forward to your plank. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, low cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Good, inhale, we step the left foot forward. As you drop the right knee, arms rise. Exhale, plant the palms, lift the back knee, step up to the top of the mat for your forward fold. Inhale, up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Fingertips up towards the sky, open the chest, and exhale, release the arms. So you can see on that second side how we skipped a couple of extra steps. That can be, again, that real quick moving through the postures, following the breath, finding that higher energy level. That can also be a way to not have time to find alignment. So you want to have those balances. If you find that you're moving too quickly, you're getting ahead of the breath, or you're not finding proper alignment, then kind of take a step back, do those other options that we went over. You're going to find a lot similar energy activation, but you'll have time to sort of prepare yourself in those postures. So that's a lot more important, staying in line with your breath, staying in line with what you need for energy, rather than kind of moving too quickly and causing injury, but feeling yourself more amped up than you really need to be. So those are the physical practices of Surya Namaskara A. I'm going to go through that whole sequence again without cueing. So I'm going to do it with our chants. So each pose is sort of an honoring to a different quality or a different name of the sun. So I'll be chanting that as I go through the sequence, and you can follow along. If you're watching this multiple times, or if you already know the names, please feel free to include the chant in your own practice, or sort of chant along with me. This is a really beautiful, beautiful practice, and a way to incorporate those deeper meanings of the sun salutation in and of itself. So again, this is a practice that, as we learn in that article, is really a deeper way to connect to those higher powers than us, and that sun being one of them. And so by incorporating that chant, those qualities of vibrations that we're finding within, as we're moving our energy and increasing and focusing our energy levels, can have a really powerful effect. And so I think I mentioned at the beginning of the video, but you can do the chants while you do the movements, which gives a really powerful practice. If you're already feeling a little bit fired up, or if it's the end of the day and you're trying to relax, a beautiful, beautiful practice to do is to sit in meditation at sunset and just chant the 12 names. You can do that as many times as you like. I like to do it with my mala beads sometimes, just so I know where I'm at in the sequence. And that's also a beautiful practice, continues to build that connection, that honoring to the sun, but is much more calming and cooling and allows us to get ready for bed. So moving into the asana practice, again, this is Sun Salutation A. So we're still on the same sequence, but a slightly different practice. So let's bring the palms together at heart center, rest the thumbs right on the heart center, so right on the sternum. Close the eyes and just breathe here for a moment. Good, and then we'll begin. Mitraya Namaha. Om Ravaye Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Kagaya Namaha. Om Banave Namaha. Om Pushne Namaha. Om Hiramyargarbhaya Namaha. Om Marichaye Namaha. Om Adityaya Namaha. Om Savitre Namaha. Om Arkaya Namaha. Om Bhaskaraya Namaha. Om Mitraye Namaha. Om Ravaye Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Kagaya Namaha. Om Banave Namaha. Om Pushne Namaha. Om Hiramyargarbhaya Namaha. Om Marichaye Namaha. Om Adityaya Namaha. Om Savitre Namaha. Om Arkaya Namaha. Om Bhaskaraya Namaha. Good, bringing the palms together at heart center and just breathing here. Noticing those lingering sensations of the practice, the lingering vibrations of the chant. And just the subtle differences in practicing with the mantras, with the chants, as opposed to the practices we did before, focusing on our physical alignment and the focus of our breath. And when you're ready, we're going to release the hands, step the feet together, and we'll move from here into our Sun Salutation B, right? So Surya Namaskara B. We want the feet together so the big toes can touch. And we want to broaden ourselves across the chest. So draw those shoulders back, palms face forward, close the eyes, and just check in here. So as I mentioned before, this is a much more heating practice. There's a little bit more advanced postures in here. So if this is not what you're feeling in your practice today, then just go ahead and repeat any of the sequences we've already explored so far. Otherwise, we're going to find our sun salutation B. So on an inhale, we're going to lift the arms, drop the hips back, find our awkward chair pose, Utkatasana. And as you exhale, find your forward fold. Use your inhale, come up halfway. As you exhale, we'll step back into our downward facing dog. Use your inhale to move forward to your plank. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, low cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Good, let's inhale, step the right foot forward and drop the left heel down. And in that same inhale, we lift all the way up into our warrior one. And as you exhale, we plant the hands down and step back into our downward dog. Good, use your inhale to move forward to a plank. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, back bend, so low cobra or upward dog. And exhale, downward dog. Good, we inhale, left foot steps forward, drop the right heel down, all the way up to warrior one. And exhale, back to your down dog. Inhale to your plank. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, low cobra or upward dog. And exhale to your downward dog. Good, let's spend 3 breaths here. And then let's step up to the top of the mat. Again, feet together so the big toes touch. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, drop the hips, lift the arms up for Utkatasana, or awkward chair. And exhale, coming to stand, arms down by the side body. Good, so that's half of one round. We inhale, find that awkward chair. Exhale into your forward fold. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, step back into your downward dog. Inhale forward to your plank. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, low cobra or upward dog. And exhale, downward dog. Good, this time inhale, left foot comes forward first as you drop the right heel. Inhale, come up. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale to your plank. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin. Inhale into your back bend, so low cobra or upward dog. And exhale to your downward dog. Inhale, right foot steps forward this time, drop the left heel down. All the way up, Virabhadrasana 1, warrior 1. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale forward to your plank. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, low cobra or upward dog. And exhale, downward dog. Again, let's spend 3 breaths here. And then coming up to the top of your mat, feet together so the big toes touch. We'll inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, release the arms down by the side body. Good, pausing here. And again, just noticing the effects of that practice on the body. Noticing its effects on the breath and on the mind. And then let's, from here, just come back down to a seated posture. So just exploring how many of those sequences you want to perform for any given practice. Hopefully you discovered in that Sun Salutation B that it's a lot more firing, a lot more energy. It's also a lot more strengthening. So if that's something that you're trying to do is build that muscular tone or that bone density, it's a wonderful practice to start to incorporate. Start small and then you can continue to add. For the summertime, I tend to do only 1 or 2 of those Sun Salutation Bs and maybe 3 to 4 to 5 of Sun Salutation A in that slower style, depending again if I'm practicing in the morning or in the evening. In the evening, I really try to just focus on doing the chants and some gentle joint openers. So something a lot more cooling, especially in the summertime. It's already incredibly hot. I think you can probably see the sun, kind of how intense it can be on the body. So just taking that into consideration. But continue doing these practices and just finding where you feel that you can most incorporate them into a practice that you've already established, right? So we're not trying to only do sun salutations in our daily practice, but it's something that we can begin to incorporate in what we're doing. So just spending the next week exploring that and really exploring how you can open up yourself to the practice that you already have and creating that deeper relationship with the sun. So we'll come to a closing Shavasana or meditation, however you would like to practice that. Coming to lie on your back, grabbing any props that you would like to be comfortable, and just settling in, closing the eyes, and we'll find our Shavasana. Prataha smarami riri samsporat atma tattva Satchit sukham paramaham sagatim turiyam yatsva na jagara shashubdam avaiti nityam Tat Brahmanishkalamaham Nachaputa Sangha Prataha Bhajami Manaso Vachasammagamyam Vacho vibanti nikila yaranugrahena yaneti neti vachane nigama avochu Tam deva devam ajamachutama urakriyam Prataha namami tamasa pardamarkavarnam Purnam Sanatanapadam Purushottamachyam Yasminidam Jagadashesham Asheshamurtao Rajwam Bhujangam And let's gently start to bring some movements back into the body, maybe wiggling the fingers and the toes, maybe rolling the wrists and the ankles, allowing that movement to spread through the whole body as it brings you to rest on your right side. So again, noticing your own solar power, that power of action, that power of energy, and grounding that into the earth beneath you. So we find ourselves stable and focused. And then from there, planting the left palm in front of your heart as you find your way up to a comfortable seated posture. Let's bring the palms together at heart center. Allow those thumbs to rest at the heart center, to rest on the sternum. And we tuck the chin in towards the base of the throat as we bow down towards the heart center. And so in this bowing, we are honoring the divine teacher that lies within. Good, bringing the thumbs up towards the third eye and bowing towards the earth. And lifting the heart, opening the third eye to the sun, and honoring that solar power that gives us life, that gives us energy. Thank you for practicing with me today. I look forward to seeing you all next week with our meditation. Namaste.